So we're going to go through the dietary habits questionnaire today. But before we fill in the dietary habits questionnaire, I'd just like to let you know that as an exercise professional, I can only give you basic nutrition advice and must adhere to the Australian dietary guidelines. These guidelines promote food variety and discourage unnecessary restrictions of core food groups. So we really want to make sure you're eating your proteins, carbohydrates, fats, through a variety of fresh foods, basically. All right, so we'll start filling this sheet in here. So I'll fill your name in. Okay, and what's your dietary goal?
Just so that I'm eating the right foods and the right amount with my new training program.
Sure. And do you have any special dietary requirements?
No.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to give you this form here. It's the Healthy Eating for Adults form, and this will help you a little bit with serving sizes.
Yeah.
So you'll just see on the side here where it's got the serving sizes of each one. And we'll just go through a few questions. So how many servings of vegetables would you say you eat per day?
Probably 2. Yeah.
2 servings. And how many servings of fruit?
Probably 1.
Sure. And breads and cereals or grains?
Probably about 4.
Yep. What about dairy?
About 2. Yeah.
2 servings.
Yep.
What about meats? Fishes, chicken?
Probably 2. Yeah.
2. Okay, and now discretionary choices per week. So they are things like ice creams, biscuit, chips, lollies, the things we shouldn't really have.
Yep.
How many servings would you say you eat per week?
Probably 4 to 6.
Okay. All right, now, so I've worked out what you should be eating, so we can compare that to what you are eating. So your vegetables, you should be having about 5 servings per day, so you are quite a bit short on your vegetables.
Yep.
Fruit, 2 servings per day, so if you can try and double that one. Your whole grains, so you're not too far off, so you want to be having about 6 servings of whole grains, and you're sitting at 4 to 5. Lean meats and fish, this is a big one for you with your training, so you need to be increasing your protein, at least doubling what you're having at the moment.
Sure. Yeah.
And same with dairy.
Okay.
So we can go over some snacks, that sort of thing. So you want to be eating more protein. For snacks, you can be having things like yogurts. There's some good ones on the market at the moment, like the Chobanis, the Yopros, tunas, that sort of thing, that you can be eating. So you can start tracking this on MyFitnessPal. That's a really good way to work out you're eating enough. So you want to be having around 7,700 kilojoules a day.
Okay.
So you can enter that into MyFitnessPal and then add in each food that you're having. It will tell you if you're eating enough, and really try and hit those protein targets, and then that will really help your training program.
Okay.
All right, so we're done with this, and now we can get into some training. Thanks, Taylor.